Sorry. I didn't mean to be a little bit late, but I'm still trying to find my A125 Larceny. I can't find it. It's around here somewhere. I know it is. Don't yell at me. I dare you to grab a Larceny and Elijah Craig barrel proof single barrel too. Ooh. Not the worst suggestion. I'm fired. It's gotta be around here somewhere. I know it's here. You know what the I just keep looking for the daggum like brass wax. I don't see it. I know it's here. Anyway, hi everybody. Welcome back to Tim Bip Live. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a great week. I'm Perry. I'm the host of This Is My Bourbon Podcast. If you have not yet done so, please hit subscribe. Problems with floor whiskey? I have that. Yes. Also, Wayne Arnold. Good to see you. That was not a beer. That is Liquid Death, the unofficial sponsor of all things Tim Bip. Cool. No. It's around here. I know it's here. I'm likely going to venture back here to the cabinet in a second because I think it might be there. Otherwise, things might be a little bit different tonight. Anyway, how is everyone? How's your week been? What you drinking on tonight? What's your what's your poison? How are things? I also I told my wife that I needed my my iPad for streaming tonight, and she took it. She took it with her. It's not here. She has it for some reason, and I'm really frustrated about that. So I'm operating at like 11%, which is really cool. I'm really, really, really happy about everything that's happening at the moment. Nothing bad can happen. Only good can. Only thing good can happen. Oh, man. My wife Brett Panada, how's it going? Good to see you. All right, I'm gonna go check the cabinet real quick. While I do that, good to see you, Tony. While I do that, you know what? Just in case. Oh, I'm going to save that for later. I'm not on a train. I'm glad you're back home safe and sound. I am going to switch over to just for a second because I need to try to find this this daggum bottle. Here is the beginning of this week's episode, just in case you haven't seen it yet. Welcome back, everybody, to This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I am your host, Perry, and I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being back here with me. I've got Rick and Ricky Johnson from 15 Stars on here in just a little bit. It's episode 401. Holy moly. We crossed that threshold. We are here officially into a completely new era of the podcast, I feel like. I mean, I feel like that's the case. I don't know how you feel about it. You could just be listening for the first time. You could be listening as maybe the longest time listener of the show. If you've listened since 2017 when the show first started and you're still here, please let me know, because I don't even remember at this point who has been around since then. Because I know that people have been around for a very long time. I consider them, the like long-term community members of the show. But there's some folks that have come and gone, and then come back, and then left again, and that's fine. I understand. You got to do what you got to do, but regardless, entering into the back half of, we're definitely well into the back half of 2025. And as we, mosey into the beginning of 2026, things are shaping. Things are shaping. I don't know in what capacity, but they are. We'll find out together. But we normally... I found it. You know why I couldn't find it? Because it's a friggin' sample bottle. That's why. They sent me full bottles of the other two, and they sent me a sample bottle of the first one. Which Perry is real? That is really freaky. That's terrifying. Anyway. Perception is key. Dog, this stream has gotten off to a weird start, but hey, I'm going to let you all in on a little bit of inside baseball here for a second. I I normally open streams with a bit of personal news and letting you know what's been going on in my life since the last time that you saw me. As you know, there has been a government shutdown since Wednesday of last week. I am a government worker as well. At the state level. But the job that I do is directly tied to the federal offices. So it is not a far stretch for anybody to assume that my job would be affected by the shutdown. So over the past week, I have not been able to do my regular job. And it was made clear to us this week that if the shutdown was going to go on for another week, I would likely be furloughed. And if that furlough were to happen, there is a good chance that I would become unemployed. This is just a reality of the current administration. This is a reality of the way that jobs are handled, both at the state and federal level. I'm not asking for sympathy or anything. It's just a matter of how things are at the moment. And I am nothing if not transparent when it comes to my personal life and the podcast and live streams and whatnot. So I just wanted to let you all know that that's kind of where I am mentally right now. It's crazy that Tanman has shut down the government more than any other little homie in my lifetime. Yeah. I felt lucky to get my SSDI check yesterday. I like, and we'll get into it here in a bit, but like, there are less there's less TTB labels that we'll be able to look at tonight because of the shutdown. I mean, that's not that big a deal. That's just less of a particular type of content that I'm able to do. But all that being said, I like to come in here and give you a heads up as to what is going on in my life and what is happening behind the scenes and where things might go over the next few weeks. Will content change? No. I will still stream. I will still make episodes of the podcast. But I might be in a transition period when you see me next. After and this is getting more personal, but this is a job that I have genuinely loved, and this is a job that I have felt has made an impact on the state of Kentucky, and I have really enjoyed being able to do what I do on a daily and a weekly basis, and I hope that I don't wind up losing it, and I hope that things make a turn for the better over the next week. But we will see. Back to doing tours. I can come live with you and pay rent. Tours are not on the table, unfortunately. I miss doing tours, but that is not something that I am comfortable with going back and doing full time. Unfortunately, I bet that dude's pumped for getting his Trump and Elon label approved for this. Man, I can't even think about that without getting a little bit of indigestion. Times like these are what large whiskey stashes are for. Absolutely. So anyway. I just want to say that I love you guys and I thank you so much for all of your support. busk in front of the government offices. I am not opposed to that. Did you see my Will It Purple Top tweeted? Was it in the Discord? Because if so, I might have missed it. Enough jokes. Love you, homie. I appreciate that. I love you guys too. I don't mean to. This is a very improper segue, but if you do want to continue supporting the stream and supporting the podcast, please do. I know that it is so weird to say like, hey, the best thing to do during these times is to support what it is that I do through the main portions of why do I have so many announcements or so many oh yeah, I did see that. I guess I didn't reply to that. Got it for $240. Nice. But if you want to support the show, please do. Now is as good a time as any. Patreon.com/MyBourbon Podcast. Stream Elements bot actually popped that up at a really good time. But also, if you want to do it while you are watching live, there is a Stream Elements link in the description below. I didn't get the chance to pop it into the chat earlier because I was scrambling trying to find this this other Larceny barrel proof bottle. But all that being said, everything's gonna be okay. Everybody should head over to Bandcamp and buy Perry's music. I listed on the train rolling through Texas. Yes, if you want to do that, it's perryritter.bandcamp.com. And Bandcamp is the best place to support my music as well. I'm sorry. I'm also like trying to process this because it has been a bit of a roller coaster of a day. And this is not even like saying that it's definitely going to happen, but there is a very likely there's a very good chance that that it will happen. And I apologize for unloading a little bit, but this is just kind of where we are, and this is where my brain is right now. And I appreciate you guys, and I love you all. And we're going to have a mostly normal stream tonight. I'm going to pour something because I need it, and I'm happy to be here. And I'm really hoping that this time next week, I'm not coming to you again and saying, hey, remember what I said last week? It actually happened. And I hope that I get to actually keep this job because, again, I find it to be rather important in as far as government work goes. And I also really enjoy the actual work that I do, even if I do say from time to time that it is boring. It is not something that is unimportant. So I hope that I have made that clear enough. So all of that being said, I'm going to move on from this. And I'm going to pour something because my brain needs a break from thinking about this. And you all deserve a good stream. You deserve a good show. We're going to get into the news here in a minute. And there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. And then we're going to get into a very fun flight that is something I've been looking forward to all year, for sure. So, you know what we're going to do? It's cast strength night. I'm taking my dog for a walk, so if you want to talk about light whiskey, now's the time to. I am not going to talk about light whiskey right this second, but there is light whiskey to be talked about. Wow. My work phone, of course, happens to ring right this second. I poured Shade's Old Root 8. It tastes like berries. I don't think I've had it yet. What I did pour, though, was Jefferson's Reserve Cast Strength, which I'm just going to have to keep buying bottles of if they are out there, because it's that good. And it's barrel proof night. It's cast strength night. And that's where we're at. It good. It ain't good. Yeah. All right. Let's get into the news. It's always barrel proof night here. I mean, it's always barrel proof night here as well, but you know, that's just kind of the mood that we're going for here. I'm going to hang on before we get too far. Did my keyboard fall asleep? It did. Okay. Oh, because I didn't have it. Don't suppose there's any of the Barrel Timbit Ride bottles left? There is, as far as I know. So if you want to go and grab yourself some, the link is actually in the description below. And you can go grab yourself some. It's on. It's only like $63 right now, too. Hang on. Right now, I also need to. I'm the one that tagged you earlier this week. I realized that. I need to grab a bottle or two myself because I have not gotten one in a minute. But that's the tipping link that has been posted at the top of the chat. If you're on Twitch or if you are on YouTube, it is called Snuffy Chats. It is in support of the stream. If you are watching live or if you're watching on the replay, you can do so. Stream Elements is the link itself. There we go. Waiting for Brewmaster to show up so I can take my title back. We call it Snuffy Chats because it's in support of Mr. Snuffleupagus back here. He is the patron saint of Timbip Live. I'm trying to point at him, but my body is moving in the incorrect direction. All that being said, though, hopping back into the news. Apologies, I wanted to drop that before we went too far. The Buffalo Trace Antique Collection was announced this week for 2025. It's the 25th anniversary. And, of course, there is a new addition to the lineup this year. It is the E.H. Taylor Bottled in Bond version of their bourbon. I also saw a very interesting breakdown of the difference between E.H. Taylor bourbon and let me see if I can find this real quick because I'm pretty here we go. Wow, it popped up immediately. I'm down to drinking Maker's Mark Private Select that comes in a combo pack with a Maker's Mark 46 cast strength. That doesn't sound too bad. But this is the newest edition. For years, people have been saying, oh, you should add Elmer T. Lee, which I don't think is the worst thing that they could do to the BTAC lineup. I've said this before, especially when they first announced the addition of E.H. Taylor as a product in the antique collection. Because essentially now we have 3 bourbons that are the same mash bill. Although in a second we will talk about the differences between the actual distillation and fermentation of the products. That being said, though, this year's George T. Stagg is a banger of a bourbon as far as we know. I've heard some good things about it. But it also seems like the ryes are not something to be slept on this year. They're also above their normal age statements as far as we understand, or regular age ranges. But we'll talk about E.H. Taylor here first. It is a 15-year, 4-month-old bourbon that is 100 proof, of course, because it is bottled in bond. Hazmat GTS go brrr, yeah, we're gonna talk about that. The whiskey is crafted from Buffalo Trace's sour mash recipe. The nose opens. We don't. I don't care. I don't care about tasting notes. I genuinely do not. Have I ever made myself clear about that? I don't care about tasting notes that are put out by distilleries. The only thing that matters to me is what the actual experience you have with it is. And especially as somebody who actually reviews whiskeys, I would rather put out a tasting note that is more referential to what it is that I am experiencing. How dare you? They are always accurate in that. Sure, they are. I hate tasting notes too. It's trash. Especially if it's something I don't like. And I'm not even saying that you have to enjoy what it is that I am putting out as far as tasting notes goes. I'm only disappointed in E.H. Taylor being chill filtered. Massive bummer, but whatever. That is a crazy thing that they did with that release. We'll talk about it here in a second. But Eagle Rare 17-year is actually an 18-year, 4-month-old bourbon at 101 proof. It's funny that they didn't just get a new TTB label approved to have 18 years slapped on there. But George T. Stagg at 15 years, 4 months, and 142.8 proof, we are back to a hazmat George T. Stagg. From what I understand, it is good. It's teetering on great, but it's not into the realm of like legendary in some cases, but we'll see. Agreed, this YouTuber named Timbip has the worst tasting notes ever. I mean, that guy sounds like a tool. We got Saz 18, Sazerac Rye, of course, 18 years, 5 months, 90 proof. And then we've got Thomas H. Handy, Sazerac Rye, which is over 6 years old, 129.8 proof. Always been the outlier for me in the lineup. I've never fully understood why this rye is in there at 6 years old, but it is what it is. And then we've got the William LaRue Weller, which is 14 years old and 129 proof. As Breaking Bourbon points out, tools are at least useful. Timbip is not useful. Thank you. I prefer the under-promise and over-deliver method, so I don't mind the blends being over their age statement. I mean, that's completely fair. That's completely fair. But as Breaking Bourbon points out, this WLW is up in proof from last year's 114 up to 129. I don't remember. Are we sure that last year's was that low? That's incorrect. All interesting news. Unfortunately, I know I would never, ever get a chance to try those. I never thought of this until now. Why is Thomas H. Handy the only one that does not have a shelfer equivalent? I don't know. I've always wondered that myself. It would... I think that Handy and Sazerac, because Thomas H. Handy, if I am not mistaken, yeah, Thomas H. Handy is also called Thomas H. Handy Sazerac. And I think that they kind of just give it a pass as being, I think they're saying it's up from its entry proof. Really? Oh, my bad. No, there's not a Saz bourbon. There's a Sazerac rye. But my point is, I think that they're just allowing Sazerac 18-year and Thomas H. Handy Sazerac to be lumped in together as like the antique collection version of Saz rye. So even if like Thomas H. Handy Sazerac is the original name, I'm postulating here because I don't know the full like history of Thomas H. Handy Sazerac rye. I think that they're just giving it a pass as like, oh, this is essentially the same thing. I'm curious though, like, so do they always? Oh, because it is like foolproof. Never mind. Hey, WP, hope you're doing great. Lurking on my phone out of town. Crazy how Sazerac Foolproof is an antique collection bottle. Yeah. But yeah, that is kind of what you can expect from the antique collection this year if you are lucky enough to grab a bottle. I am hoping that I will be able to review at least one of the releases this year. I doubt it's going to happen. We got lucky last year and we were able to review the the William LaRue Weller and the George T. Stagg, and they were both great. But this year, I'm not holding out hope. We'll see. Either way, though, it would be a great fortune to try anything from the lineup. But I did want to point out, I saw this from the Bourbon News earlier today. The difference between E.H. Taylor and George T. Stagg. This is where's the confidence? It is in the toilet. Dog, I might be losing my job next week. I have no confidence about anything whatsoever. Give me I've got no confidence, my friend. There's absolutely none to be found. It's in the crapper. We laugh through the pain, don't we? So here's the difference between E.H. Taylor and George T. Stagg. I did not know this, and I don't even really know what the source is from Bourbon News to where they've been able to get this. You versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. Exactly. And this goes back to what Kyle was talking about earlier with how E.H. Taylor's antique collection version is chill filtered. I don't know why. Why would you not want to give it a fighting chance at 100 proof, even though it is, yes, 15 years old? Okanagave, what is happening? Good to see you. Hope you're having a great evening. Thank you so much for being here. Why wouldn't you want to give it at least a fighting chance on the mouthfeel against the George T. Stagg? I don't think they're even being legit with the grains, but whatever, it's fine. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. It could be that they're, pulling it out of their booty holes. But regardless, so as far as what they are saying, the difference in rye in the mash bill, E.H. Taylor is using a plump rye and Stagg is using a Minnesota rye. Barley, Taylor's using Distillers malted and Stagg is using North Dakota malted. Fermentation, Taylor is in stainless steel and George T. Stagg is in a carbon steel and iron. Again, Taylor is using chill filtration and George T. Stagg is using none. And this year's proofs, 100 proof for Taylor, of course, because it is bottled and bond, and George T. Stagg is 142.8 proof. I thought doing more 222 says, I thought they were the same mash bill. That's odd that there's that much differences. I mean, technically, they are the same mash bill. They're just using different grains. But, I mean, who's to say? Plump Rye was my nickname in high school. Love it. One side states region and the other states varietal. Buffalo Bourbon enthusiasts, thank you all so much for being here. Hope you're having a great evening. It is wonderful to have you in here tonight. I'm not proud of that one. You should be, Tony. You should be. There's no reason not to. We're going to move on from the antique collection because I know people are mostly interested in the fact that there is E.H. Taylor and what that's going to look like, of course. But for the most part, nobody's going to see it. You know, what's it really matter? But at the same time, if you get the chance to see it, you get the chance to buy a bottle. I mean, it's really dealer's choice at this point. If you're a fan of wheated bourbon, especially the wheated mash bill from Buffalo Trace, I don't feel like you're going to go wrong with William LaRue Weller this year, but also it's very hard to pass up a hazmat George T. Stagg. I mean, oh my goodness, but who's to say, you know? It's the hazmat GTS. I feel like it has to be. Watch E.H. Taylor have the highest yield this year. It very likely could, even though it is 15 years old. I mean, the Handy at 6 years could have a lower yield. That would actually be pretty funny. I have a bluegrass toasted, and I want to sample the heck out of it. So, wait, what? I have a bluegrass toasted, and I want to sample the heck out of So It's Gone. Okay. Buffalo bourbon enthusiasts, I love you, and I think I know what you're trying to say here. Benny's has changed to a lottery for BTAC and Pappy now, so I am no longer guaranteed a bottle from my store manager. Poor me. But Bluegrass Distillers has announced the special Tournament of Roses Toasted Oak Bourbon. I am trying to grab a sample of this so I can try it. This was announced yesterday. They're proud to announce a special partnership with the Pasadena Tournament of Roses, celebrating one of America's most cherished traditions with the release of a limited edition toasted oak bourbon. It is only going to be $50 a bottle and 100 proof. Of course, it is going to be a toasted oak bourbon. And it is honoring Kentucky's bourbon-making tradition while also reflecting the Tournament of Roses mission, bringing people together to celebrate the hope and joy of a new year filled with unlimited possibilities, an occasion that inspires imagination and creates lasting memories. And that's about all we got right now. But I think it looks nice. Good-looking bottle, of course. We're going to move right along, of course, because I got a little bit late into starting the news tonight. Sorry. This just dropped today. And it kind of broke my brain a little bit just in terms of the numbers. This is the reporting, I mean, from Fred Minnick, and actually really comes from a headline more than a press release more than anything from the Kentucky Distillers Association. But record bourbon inventory in Kentucky is mixed blessing, says the KDA. Boasting more than 125 distilleries, the most since the repeal of Prohibition. Kentucky now has an all-time high of 16.1 million aging barrels of bourbon in its warehouses, the Kentucky Distillers Association announced today. While homegrown distilleries across the Commonwealth have cemented Kentucky's place as the one true and authentic home of bourbon, the record number of barrels comes with a price that no other distiller in the world pays. Kentucky distillers are footing a crushing $75 million tab in aging barrel taxes this year, a 27% increase from 2024, and an astronomical 163% increase over the last 5 years alone. That's wild. The metric that we have used in the past when we refer to taxes being paid on aging barrels is that for one particular distillery, and that is Heaven Hill, Lord have mercy. It's that all that praying we did for Dolly Parton this week that's coming out. According to metrics from a couple years ago, Heaven Hill was paying just on barrels aging in their rick houses alone at least $1 million per year. The dang deal. So if we just take into account the fact that there are 125 distilleries in the entire state, and across that they're paying $75 million, even if Heaven Hill is just paying $1 million alone, that's wild. I mean, that's a lot of money just in taxes. I am not an advocate for necessarily decreasing those taxes because it is going towards increasing the standard of living for the communities that these distilleries are in. I do understand that there is a lot of money that is being taken away from these distilleries, but they are a massive, massive part of the communities that, of course, they are set up in to help support schools, to help support municipal activities, to just in general. Glad the state is making their money off of unusable liquid, but it's not the there's worse things. From a glass half full viewpoint, there are now a record 127 licensed beverage alcohol distilleries in the Commonwealth, operated by 103 companies. Several more have been announced or are under construction, meaning more jobs and investment for Kentucky. Of course, if you are a longtime viewer of the live streams, you know that this is some of those distilleries are probably falling under the being sued or under litigation umbrella, unfortunately. So it's, the numbers are probably a little bit cooked. So it is not a bad thing that there are this many barrels aging. It is a good thing that there is money that is going into our economy in Kentucky. However, where that money is going, I think, is the main point of contention, or at least should be something that we should be focused on, especially if the money does not have a finite paper trail. And I think that with over the past year or so, we have had a lot more transparency with distilleries. I just got back. What's the headline again? The headline is that there is a record bourbon inventory in Kentucky, and it is a mixed blessing, especially as the industry is starting to cool down a little bit as well. But, from a perspective of people who are, like us, that are more invested in the industry, and we are focused on, trying to get higher age statements for some of the product. This is not the worst thing in the world. I mean, this is more of a granular take on product being aged. But all that being said, though, I mean, there are definitely drawbacks from having this much product being aged, especially if it's not turning capital around for people who are paying taxes so aggressively. ADHD whiskey, holy friggin' moly. Perry friggin' Ritter. Matt Porter, it is good to see you as always. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I think raising taxes makes distilleries less interested in aging long term. I don't disagree with you at all. But Do remember, though, that the current price per barrel is at a record low as well. And there is a good chance that these distilleries are poised to better they're better poised to sell their product for even if they are, you know, paying higher taxes. They can sell more product even if they are, you know, selling at a what is this? Okay. Even if they are selling product that is higher aged, they can sell more of it. And I think they have a better chance of not necessarily breaking even, but they can definitely they can definitely make a higher return on investment at this point. I'm gonna just drink my Stag Junior. These taxes are very hard to walk back as well, so when another boom hits, we will just have high barrel costs and high taxes. Not ideal. The cost hits the consumer if we continue this trend. I mean, that's completely fair. I mean, you know what, Kyle? You are probably right. You make a good point. My thought is that even if they are paying higher taxes, or paying more taxes because they do have more inventory, the ability to to pay back taxes to themselves is far more likely because they do have this higher age stock that they can spread out into more releases. That being said, though, if the market is cooling down, it is a less likely probability. So it goes both ways. Stag barrel pick, 131.8 proof, solid. That's good out of 10. Love that. I'm gonna skip that. Baker's Bourbon reintroduces high rye 7-year-old single barrel. I have had this once, and I thought it was fine. I wasn't overly impressed by it. Baker's Bourbon has announced the 2025 re-release of its high rye 7-year-old single barrel. At the end of the day, I'm just being the opposite opinion to create dialogue. These things always fluctuate at the end of the day. I mean, yeah, that's completely fair. Upfront flavor is better than the aftertaste. Finishes too oaky. Oh, well. It's 107 proof, minimum of 7 years, and priced at $75 a bottle. Higher rye than regular Baker's. So it's like, you know, the old granddad mash bill, but even higher rye. Just so you know, it's back out there. And why is this playing? Jim Gaffigan also, who is now a bourbon magnate, apparently. Do you think he'll ever come on the podcast? Baker 7 is very good for old fashions. Do you think Jim's ever going to come on the podcast? Trash bourbon, but if you want to cook with it, Legion is the best dessert bourbon flavor to add to things like Bananas Foster's. Interesting. But Jim Gaffigan has partnered with Buzzard's Roost on a one-of-a-kind single barrel. It is a 6-year-old whiskey featuring a mash bill of 75% corn, 21 rye, and 4% malted barley. Our unique double oak process really shines in this bourbon with notes of molasses, blah, blah, blah. And we just missed Jim. He's in Louisville tonight. You could probably still make it if you're nearby and you want to, you want to go watch him. He did Bourbon Pursuit, didn't he? I think he would to promote Father Time. He might. I think he would come on simply to roast me. I don't even know what for. But I think that he would bring Jimothy on. I will try. I have the connections. It's not like I don't. But I also think it would be funny to have him on and just the entire time he's like, just another bourbon podcast. Who are you? Why am I here? One more show. Great. Jefferson's Reserve, an 8-year-old bourbon. 96 proof. That's literally all we know. Literally all we know. I couldn't give you more other than it's 96 proof. Gaffigan isn't a roaster, although I have heard him go back and forth with Bill Burr. As much as I love Bill Burr, he's... well, hope we can get Jim Beam and Abe Lincoln on the podcast someday. That would be absolute dream. Dream guests. Bill is also kind of on my shit list right now. I'm not going to lie. Love the man, but hasn't made great choices recently. Beams Distiller Share Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. It's the triple rye. It's a Kentucky style rye whiskey in a char barrel, a Pennsylvania style rye whiskey in a toast and char barrel, and a Pennsylvania family style rye whiskey also in a char barrel. I guess I missed something. I don't even know how to fully explain what happened. I'll let y'all talk it out in chat. Bill will always Bill. But it's such a weird thing. Like, why? Like, he actually had, like... Why did he make that decision? 111 proof. Moving on. And then my favorite label that has popped up over the past week. Now, here's the thing, too. So, as I was talking about at the early part of the stream, there is the shutdown. And even though I might lose my job, there is also a very aggressive slowdown, of course, because there is the TTB. And we have a massive, massive slowdown on TTB labels because they do go through the alcohol and what is it? I don't know, but it's a government organization. So if the shutdown continues, not only will your boy might be potentially unemployed, but we're going to have no labels very soon. All that being said, though, I'm very excited for this release. The new Heaven Hill Heritage Collection that's coming out next year is a 22-year-old, 137 proof small batch bourbon at their regular mash bill of 78 corn, 10 rye, and 12 malted barley, which I made the comment that this is just basically 22-year barrel proof Elijah Craig. What's to hate about this? Like, I know it's going to be expensive. I know it's going to come in the fancy like bottle with the box and everything, but yeah, I know. Oh, absolutely $500. Quick Goog gave me the answer to the burr thing. Yeah. I want this so badly. I know that I'm going to get the chance to taste it at the beginning of the year. But, yeah. And, folks, that is all. I hope they love it. That's all the news is fit to print. Hear me out. Lex Homie should split one if anyone comes across one. I completely agree. Let's drink some whiskey. Let's drink some whiskey. All right. As you can tell from the title, we are doing all of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and Larceny Barrel Proof releases from 2025 tonight. So, we are going to start with the Larceny Barrel Proof releases. Also, thank you all so much for being here. I hope that you have enjoyed the stream so far. I hope I've been able to make you laugh a little bit and take your mind off of what is going on in the world, whether or not you are having fun with it. It's always good to escape. Final boss should be a 4-grain blend to end it all. 100% that is going to happen. I mean, the stream. Finish it. You gonna pull that off in one stream? We'll find out, Tony. I mean, good times and good bourbon. Joseph Brazo, what the hell are you all doing here? I'm just here having a good time, Joseph, hoping I don't lose my job next week. Also, Joe, thank you so much for sending Who's Ready to See Turnt Perry. This guy. Joseph Brazo also sent a package to the P.O. Box for the podcast, which I have yet to pick up. But if you also want to send anything to the P.O. Box, it's P.O. Box 22609, Lexington, Kentucky, 4522. And I'll do it on the podcast. I'll do it on a stream, whatever is fitting for you. But Joe, thank you so much. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing great. But yeah, let's forget all our problems for a little while, or drink so much that we cry about it after the stream is over. Who's to say? It's Cheese Whiz. All right. You know what goes great with bourbon? Cheese Whiz. I can't wait to pair Cheese Whiz. Tonight I'm enjoying an 11-year 95.5 Indiana Rye at 125 proof. Crying is just reverse joy. I love reverse joy. It's my favorite position. You activated my trap card. Pitch this. Worst time to do an anime voice. Thanks for gathering here today. We're here to celebrate the life of Grandpa. I don't remember that one in the book, but hell yeah. It's cancer. All right, A125. Smells a little meaty, oddly enough. B525 smells like smoke, a little bit of grass, a little bit of honey. C925 is soft and sugary. Which brand are we starting with? We are starting with Larceny. Sorry. I said that before, and I should have been clearer. Also, I'm a good listener. You're doing fine, man. As far as proof and ages go, they are all 6 to 8 years old. A125 is 125 proof. B525 is 117.4 proof. And C925 is 119.6 proof. The C925 was, my comment is hidden. I don't know anything about that, Tony. Did you say a naughty? Max B, what's going on, brother? I would normally do boo YouTube. Yeah, boo YouTube. Eventually, we'll just move everything to Twitch. I would normally do in YouTube. YouTube hates the reverse joy. I just sound like Brock from Pokemon. I would normally do in order of proof, but I'm just going to do it in order of release. I prefer YouTube. Twitch has ads. Well, there's a great way to not get ads on Twitch, and that's by subscribing for $6 a month, or by using your Twitch Prime, which comes for free with an Amazon Prime. You can get a Prime subscription for free on Twitch. Use it on your favorite streamer. Hopefully that is your boy. All right, starting with A125. Sweet, smoky, little herby. It's good overall. Not my outright favorite, I don't think. I don't know. Let's keep going. Woo! For 117 proof, it drinks way hotter than it actually is. I feel like there's no need for it to be as much higher proof as it is. Well, as much hotter as it is. It's almost like nuking my palate because of how hot it is. That's so weird. Interesting. Okay. C925 gets into this like really like malty territory. Where's the Bernheim? At the bottom of a well. I mean, I've got some right here. I don't know where the A is. You know what? For fun, we'll try the B. I wanted to tell them to stop making it when I was at the distillery. But that's rude. Hey, does anybody know if Connor's on site today? I got something I need to tell them. Hey, come here, man. Come here. Stop making the Bernheim barrel proof. Bernheim's for the whiskey haters. I bought the first two and I'm done. This one might be the worst. Instead, I just complain on the internet like an adult. You know, the fun thing is like, it's not that. Oh, jeez. It's not that I'm trying to. Man. Dang it. Huh. It's not that I'm trying to make the podcast like only good, happy, fun time or anything. But I do think it's way more fun to try some of the bad releases that I get in front of you all, like in a live setting. They're so proud of making all the American whiskeys too, but come on. All right. I think B is out of the running. B is just too hot. Good, happy, fun time could be a good rebrand. Like for the podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to Good, Happy, Fun Time. I'm your host, Perry, and today, GHFT. Oh, I could call it Gift. Welcome back to Gift, everybody. Or Goofed. Oh. Yeah, if I ever start another new podcast, it's going to be called Good, Happy, Fun Time. There will still be bourbon involved. Don't change a thing. I was kidding. Gift is probably better. I mean, there is something to be said about like trying to shift elements of the podcast around just to better fit the current media landscape. But I'm not too fussed with it right this second. Good Happy Fun Time is your true crime podcast. Hey everybody, welcome back to Good Happy Fun Time. Today we're going to be talking about the slaughter of 18 women on the Upper North Side. B is completely out of the running. It's not just that it's a little too alcohol forward. It is also sour. It's bitter. It's just not moving in the right direction. Get into the emojis is more difficult on keyboard. So for me, it is between. I guess I'm never gonna be happy. Aw, Tawny. Be happy, Tony. For me, it's between A and C. Come on, Tone. Timmy No Breaks. The A has that bitter note that the B does, but it still goes towards the sweeter side. But I think the C is the winner. I think the C is the winner this year. I think it's got to be. All right. We're going to put a little bit of each. Come on. All right. Lucky for me, there's a room full of brown water to make up for it. I'm switching over to an RC that I don't know if I can talk about because someone won't reply to me. And now the single barrel. Well, now I've got my blend of all three. Which is not that bad. But before we move on to the Elijah Craigs, we got an honorable mention for Heaven Hill for one of the worst things I've had. RC Cola sounds like. Never mind. One of the worst things I've had all year long. And that is Bernheim Kentucky Straight Wheat Whiskey Barrel Proof C9, well, B925. Oh, boy. I'm worried. Why does it still smell so bad? Bernheim BO versus that Old Fitz tainted sample? Dude, this is so bad. I don't even know, honestly. I don't even know if it's my sample or if it's just that bad. Because I've seen reviews where people have said that it's pretty good. I think even... Hang on. Yeah, look at... Bourbon News gave it an 8 out of 10. What do you mean? Pros: caramel apple, candied ginger, loads of honey, unique and affordable. Cons: bitter spice on the finish. Now, I will say, it's gotten better since I opened it. Bourbon News be tweaking. But it's definitely not an 8 out of 10. Oh, Curtis Conrad just texted me. He said, try and whistle pig again for the first time in a long time. Pretty good. I get quite a bit of honey. I kind of get the caramel apple, but this is definitely not a, I'll make your pig whistle. You... Oh, no. No, Kyle. No, I didn't mean to do that. Kyle. No. How do I undo that? I was trying to do a funny. Oh, no. Oh, no. Kyle, no. Kyle, no. Hang on. No. No, I've messed up. No. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, Kyle, it was a mistake. He just texted me and said, leave it. No, no, I wasn't trying. I was trying to make a joke. How do I unban somebody? I wasn't trying to ban him. No. This is so... No. This is not what I wanted. What do I do? Oh, no. You will be hearing from me on barrel rings. No, Kyle, no. Oh, boo. Oh, Kyle. Kyle, this is bad. Hidden users. Community moderation. He's back. Okay. Oh. Sorry, Kyle. Sorry, man. I was just trying to do a funny. I want you to know I laughed so hard. I know you did. Papa Ritter's also back. I was trying to do like a 10-second timeout because I thought that would be hilarious. And it complete... Timeout is not block. Apparently it is, though, in this case. It... I think I've missed a little. It's okay. Anyway, let's do the Elijah Craig barrel proof ones. Yay! Everybody say yay! Everybody say yay! Yay! Perry fixed it. All right, A125, 10 years, 7 months, 118.2 proof. B525, 11 years, 6 months, 126.2 proof. And then finally, C925, 9 years, 1 month, 129 proof. Wait, hang on. I boofed it. Okie dokie. Hey, Perry, do you or anyone else know whose birthday it is today? On October 9th? Is today Bob Weir's birthday? If it's Bob Weir's birthday, that means it's also John Mayer's birthday. No, his birthday's on October 16th. So I did a thing and looked through all of the ECBP since the announcement of 12-year age drop-in, and of the 8 releases, only one has been 12 years or more. Not saying they gaslit us, but yes. Tony Bag of Donuts. What's this say? You can't get rid of me, Brewmaster. Nope. What is today then? Tony, thank you so much for the snuffy chat. I waited long enough for Brewmaster. I cannot abide that message at the top of the screen. I think he's still in Disney World. But thank you. Could he have had a cool haircut? I'm at a loss here. I'm going to go ahead and start working through these because October 10, 9, 6, 7. I am at a loss. Chris Isaac? Is it David Lynch's birthday? John Lennon's birthday? Got lost on that one. Would he have been like 95 or something? 85. There we go. I know nothing about nothing. I continuously feel like I am getting somewhat dumber. I have a weirdly hot take. All of these smell remarkably the same. The C only smells a little bit lighter. But A and B smell almost identical to each other. I've developed a hard case of imposter syndrome the older I've gotten. You know what the opposite of that is? Is just admitting that you don't know anything and just accepting it. And letting yourself just bask in the glory of not knowing anything, knowing what you do and accepting the fact that there are things you don't know. And once you let yourself realize that there are things you don't know, it is so much more peaceful. Accepting the dumbs, exactly. Once I came to the realization that there are so many things I don't know and likely will not know, I was at peace with arguably 98% of my life. Like my life became so much more peaceful once I stopped trying to and it's a reason why this is going to sound terrible. It's a reason why I didn't immediately feel like I needed to go back to therapy. I don't think that therapy is a bad thing, and I completely advocate for everybody to go back to therapy or go to therapy. But once I stopped trying to rationalize things or to find a meaning for things, like even the like everything happens for a reason mindset, I achieved a level of peace that I cannot even begin to describe to you. I'm still thinking about it. Everybody should go to therapy. Everybody should go to therapy. But this is a mindset that I also achieved after like years of therapy as well. Like, I was fortunate enough to go to therapy during like early developmental stages of my life. And so like it helped me get to that point. Like I feel very like at peace. You know, because there are things that are beyond my control. And so I don't ever, it's not that I don't ever feel like I couldn't go back to therapy for any reason. But just knowing that, you know, I'm not fighting with external factors on a regular basis, is a crucial aspect to me being able to get through. I finally recovered from my urination dreams. That is the most amazing comment from anybody ever, and the fact that it came from my dad is unbelievable. Good night, everybody. Nah, it's just even if it is from Seinfeld, it's just incredible that my dad is the one that while I'm on a diatribe about, you know, going to therapy and like achieving some form of like inner peace is very, very funny to me. I love it. Hang on. Hang on. Perfect. All right. If that doesn't get you to Nirvana, I don't know what will. Let's get into the back half of this flight. Also, you don't get into nirvana, right? You achieve nirvana. Like it's a state of being. Am I wrong? Am I wrong, bro? Her sister was a witch. Woo. Why are both of the Bs in this lineup so intense? This B, the Elijah Craig B. I'm inside of Nirvana. All right, dog. Don't make me put you back in timeout. The Elijah Craig B525 is so cinnamon heavy. I don't know. Attack of the Killer Bees. Underrated comment. You know, despite the there is no competition. The C925 Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is easily the best release this year. It blossoms into this decadent, extremely just broad and incredibly beautiful bourbon. Oh my God. The B is really solid. I mean, it's still great. It's in more of the camp of like dark cinnamon, brown sugar, teetering the line between classic and modern Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which I definitely don't dislike by any means. But the C is so expressive. The A falls so far behind. It's herbal and medicinal. It almost gives me like it almost gives me indigestion, honestly. The bees. Hold on. I'm stuck between whether or not I actually like B or C better. I think, oh man, I think B just barely takes it. I was not expecting that. Huh. Okay. All right. All right. So my official picks for this year's Elijah Craig and Larceny barrel proof releases are Larceny C925 and Elijah Craig B525. Now, will they be good enough? Oh, geez. To match up against other releases from this year? I don't know. Probably not. Ooh. All right. Now we got, to finish off the evening, the 4-grain blend with all with all of the Elijah Craigs and all of the Larcenys. It's probably gonna be bad. It's probably gonna be really, really terrible. It kind of smells like McDonald's. Why am I being recommended the Beaufort County, North Carolina government October 6th Board of Commissioners meeting? Absolutely no reason for that. McDonald's? It's fine. It's not great. It's not terrible. The Elijah Craig barrel proof was, exceptionally mid this year. But I just think that's been the case in general over the past few years. That's not even like a... It's not even like a fun mission statement because of how annoyingly replicative it is. Like, everybody's been saying it, like I know that you did that little deep dive there, Kyle, too, where there's only been one release, whatever, that's been 12-year plus since they announced that there was going to be a drop in the 12-year age statement. Nothing's going to live up to C923 till they bring back the age and proof. I completely agree. It is so frustrating that every year now it's like, okay, so where are we? Like, what's the best that they have to offer? Like, what are we going to get that is at least going to live up to what are our lowered expectations? And I definitely think in this climate of Elijah Craig barrel proof, it's not going to improve. I just really don't think it's going to improve, unfortunately. But I could be wrong. I mean, it could be that, A126 winds up being 15 years and 145 proof. I mean, it's not going to, but that would be cool. But I also think it's this like, they're just trying to goad us into being okay with the lower age statements, the lower proofs, and everything, and every year has a new lowest age statement while they put out 22-year $500 bottles. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And at the same time, I'm like, oh, I'm excited for a 22-year $500 137 proof Elijah Craig, ostensibly bourbon, that doesn't have Elijah Craig on the label. When a few years ago, like, we were getting 21-year-old, 23-year-old Elijah Craig bourbon that, even though it wasn't single barrel, it was still, relatively affordable. I mean, $500 is not like, it's not cheap. Like, the regular bourbon drinker is not going out and filling up their cart with one bottle at $500 and calling it a day. I mean, it's a very different market these days. So, anyway, that does it for me this evening. I love you all. I thank you so much for watching, as always. I want to say thank you for supporting, whether it's on Patreon or for the Snuffy Chats. Thank you for liking, too. Subscribing. If you haven't done so already, please do that. I hope that I am here with you next week with a job. Hopefully, I have not been furloughed and then laid off. But we'll be we'll be finding that out together one way or another. And yes, Tony's right. This has been another episode of Great Happy Fun Time. Fingers crossed will be on my mind, buddy. I appreciate that, Kyle. We'll find out all together. This is just whoop. Nope. Didn't mean to do that. Mid sentence, I'm like, yeah, get me out of here. Get me to God's country. I love y'all. I'll see you real soon. Until then, though, have a wonderful week. Take care of yourselves. Take care of others. And that's it. Bye. Love you. Be good.